What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about a rod that I use more than any other rod in my Fitzgerald rods lineup. This one right here is one that I've always got, 10 or 12 with me on the road, and probably 5 to 10 in the boat rigged up with different baits. And it's just a really good one, especially for shallow water power fishing and reaction baits, such as chatter baits, spinner baits, lipless crankbaits, shallow diving crankbaits. It's my favorite rod for all of those, and it is the 7.3 medium heavy VURSA series from Fitzgerald. This rod is just incredible. It is a graphite rod. It's fully graphite, and that's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video, is because composite rods are widely regarded as the best choice for all reaction baits. Any bait that is a moving bait, like crankbaits, anything with treble hooks that you're trying to cover water with, composite rods are the gold standard. But I disagree for my own fishing. Now, this video is not to disagree with anybody specific, or to say anybody's wrong for using a composite rod. That is very far from the truth. I'm essentially just looking to share with you the reasons why I prefer to use a graphite rod like the 7.3 medium heavy. Because I have really tried everything over the years, especially a lot of different composite rods. Fitzgerald actually came out with their own composite rods this year in the all-purpose series with the composite versions of those rods, and they are fantastic, especially for deep diving crankbaits. Deep diving crankbaits are not the type of techniques I'm going to be using with the 7.3 medium heavy VURSA series, but the composite series are definitely going to get the nod for those situations. But for shallow water power fishing tactics, where you're fishing around grass or some type of cover, graphite is the way to go, in my opinion. But for shallow water power fishing tactics where you're fishing around grass or some type of cover, I think you need a graphite rod, but that's just my personal opinion. But let me tell you why. Let me tell you the reasons why I love this 7.3 medium heavy for the majority of my shallow water reaction baits. The first thing I like about a graphite rod like this one is the fact that it has extra sensitivity. You can feel everything that's going on with your bait. You can feel the vibration change when you got a little bit of grass on the hooks. You can feel when a fish pushes on a bait just briefly. It misses the bait completely, but you kind of feel that change in vibration, and you just can't feel those subtle things, those subtle differences going on with your bait with a composite rod as much. They are more sensitive nowadays. Like the Fitzgerald composite series is very sensitive for what it is, but still graphite is definitely going to be more sensitive. So knowing what's going on with your bait is a big deal to me. The next thing that I like about a graphite rod, and this one specifically, is the fact that it's got a faster action. Now, this is kind of getting into the territory where I'm going to be, disagreeing with some people as far as their preferences. I'm not saying that I'm right or they're wrong. I'm just saying this is where I've kind of changed my mood on this whole graphite versus composite for some reaction baits. And that is, the faster action really allows me to work this bait through grass especially more efficiently. So if I'm fishing a lipless crankbait or a chatterbait on a large grass flat, where I'm trying to rip that bait through the grass and to free it from the grass, the graphite rod is going to be way better. It's going to act a whole lot better for that. You're going to be able to jerk that rod tip and free those hooks very easily. Composite rods were driving me crazy trying to do this in thick grass. Those are the two main reasons why I like the 7.3 medium heavy VURSAs, because you get that extra sensitivity and that faster action that comes with a graphite rod. Now let's kind of talk about the hooking percentage and the landing percentage with a graphite over a composite rod with these reaction baits. And some of them, obviously, the crankbaits will have treble hooks. And for years, people have been saying that a composite is the only way to go for anything with treble hooks. And again, I disagree, respectfully. I honestly think it really depends on the fisherman more so than anything. Early on in my fishing career, I realized I was losing a lot of fish with certain techniques, and a lot of it had to do with my reaction time. And I really put a lot of energy into training myself to not react when I get a bite immediately. So I personally have that training. I've spent a lot of time conditioning myself to not react too fast, and so that gives me a really good ability to fish a graphite rod without pulling the bait out of their mouth. But if you're somebody that's a little bit more jumpy, you set the hook right away, maybe composite and fiberglass is the way to go for you. But if you're the type of guy that can kind of feel it out and not react to a fish as soon as it bites, I think a graphite rod is a really good choice. And another reason, and this is actually a reason that it definitely came up at the last event I fished, the Mississippi River Tidal, but I was fishing these very active schools of fish, and you would have those fish just come up behind my chatterbait and push it forward. And with a composite rod, I feel like I have a hard time catching up with those fish when they do that, when they push that bait forward. But with a graphite rod, because of that faster action, I feel like I could pull a lot more line, a lot more slack out of that line, and good solid hook set. So that is one of the biggest reasons. So if you're missing a lot of fish with a composite rod because they're pushing that bait too much, and you're just not able to pick up a lot of slack, really consider using a graphite rod in those situations too. But overall, for my chatterbait fishing, you've definitely heard me talk about this rod a lot, but I also use it for lipless crankbaits, shallow diving crankbaits like 1.5s and 2.5s, and also spinner baits. Great rod, allows me to cast far, and overall be able to work those baits faster and better, more efficient. I'm a big believer in efficiency. If you're less efficient with a rod, you're going to get less bites throughout the day. And so it really comes down to what type of fishing you like to do and how you set the hook and all those different factors. But I'm just giving you an extra suggestion. If you're tired of trying to rip a lipless crankbait or a chatterbait through grass and it just keeps on getting stuck, and you just don't have a rod that has a fast enough action to rip it free, I really think that you're the type of person that would benefit from using a graphite rod like the 7.3 VURSA. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you drop a comment below. I want to hear your opinions on this. Again, this is not a opinion piece where I'm trying to say that this is absolutely the best rod for everybody. It's just, my personal preference, and I think that a lot of people would agree with me out there that have had troubles with composite rods up shallow and cover. But drop a comment below, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you out on the water. Take care, guys.